Hey guys, what's up? It's Zach. I am here with another video. This is kind of a different video from the ones I normally do. This is going to be my opinion on the top 5 phones that are planning on being released in 2014. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. Before I get started, I just want to let you guys know a lot of these specs and a lot of these stats, you could say, for these things or release dates or just speculation. They have not been confirmed. So if I tell you something and it's wrong, then I'm sorry. Not all the information is officially released. Some of it, like I said, is just speculation. So if it's wrong, please don't get mad at me. I'm just going to be telling you all the information that I have right now of these top 5 phones. In my opinion, if you disagree with the order, that's fine. Leave in the comments which order you guys think these phones are in and what phone you want to get in 2014. So I'm just going to get started. At number 5, I have the Nokia Lumia 1820. Starting off, this has a new style of camera. It's called the Litro style camera, which means basically after you take a picture, you can change the focus of it after you've taken the photograph, which is pretty awesome. Uh, Also, it is claimed that it will have a metal unibody design, kind of like the iPhone or the HTC One. It is believed to have a 6-inch display, as well as having Windows 8.1 operating system. Additionally, it is rumored to be 2 gigabytes of RAM, along with 32 gigabytes of internal memory, which can be expandable up to 64 gigabytes with a micro SD slot. Then moving on to its camera, which is a big feature of the Nokia Lumia phones. It is claimed to have a 20 megapixel rear camera, which I know is not as high as the 41, but like I said, it's not guaranteed, and also it will still have many upgraded features, which the current Lumia does not have. So I'm sure it will still be a fantastic camera. And then it will have a 5 megapixel front-facing camera, which is pretty nice for a front-facing camera. It will have a 3000 milliamp hour battery. And then probably most importantly, it will have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor. So like I said, these are all not guaranteed 100%. Most of them are pretty likely, but I can't say with 100% certainty that those are all guaranteed. But its release date, which you guys are probably curious about, is most likely late February 2014. So be on the lookout for that, and hopefully that is a good phone. I have that at number 5 on my list. So number 4 for my top 5 2014 phones is the Sony Xperia Z2 Avatar. So this is the sequel to the Xperia Z1, obviously. And this looks like a pretty sweet phone. It has 3 gigabytes of RAM. It will obviously, which is obviously a big improvement over 2. And that's really a nice thing for a phone to have. It's fantastic. And then it will be having Android 4.4 KitKat. It too will be having the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor. Now, pretty interestingly, it has a 20.7 megapixel camera with Xenon flash. The Xenon flash is a really big aspect of that. It's new to the Xperia phones, and it's really gonna give the camera a leg up over all the phones. It might even be a really nice competition with the Lumia. The screen is expected to be a 5.2-inch display with a pixel density of 506 ppi, which is more than any other phone out right now. I believe right now the highest is the HTC One with, I believe, 469, so 506 is pretty crazy. Then its battery is rumored to be 3200 milliamp hours, which is pretty solid, and it's most likely to be released in March or April 2014. I think April is more likely. So the Sony Xperia Z2 Avatar comes in at number 4 on my top 5 2014 phones. So number 3, I have the Apple iPhone 6. It might not be called the iPhone 6. It might have some other name. Spec-wise, it's hard to tell you what's going to be in it because honestly, most of the information is not out there. It's not close to being out there. I don't know if it's even fully determined yet. But all I can say is that it might have a curved screen, which is definitely different for an iPhone. The screen will guaranteed, at least in my opinion, guaranteed be bigger. Uh, I've heard that Apple is testing prototypes for the screen size ranging from a 4.7-inch screen all the way up to a 5.8-inch screen. So there will definitely be a bigger screen. If I was to guess, it would be between a 4.7 and a 5-inch screen. I think much above 5 would be too much. Also, the screen is rumored to be edge to edge, which is a good feature because the phone won't be getting too much bigger, even though the screen will be. Then it will have the iPhone A8 chip, and basically no information has been released about this yet. So, in terms of actual specs, I cannot tell you guys, but iPhones are very reliable phones, and that is the phone that most people get. I am an Android person, but I know a lot of people who get iPhones don't care about the specs. Some do, but I know it's going to be a fast and reliable phone, which is why I have it at number 3 on my list. So coming in at number 2, I have the HTC M8, which might also be called the HTC One 2, which is kind of a funky name, but you never know. So honestly, right now I have the HTC One, which I love. I'm an HTC fan. So the HTC M8 or the One 2 is rumored to have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor, clocked at 2.3 gigahertz, with a 5-inch 1080p screen. It will probably have a very nice PPI. It might even be better than 1080p. But that's the minimum. The minimum is going to be what the HTC One is now, which is already at 470 PPI or 469. So I believe it's going to have a fantastic display. It will most likely have an Android 4.4 KitKat along with Sense 6.0. Now the tricky thing is some sources claim it will have a 2 gigabytes of RAM, and some claim 3 gigabytes of RAM. I'm pretty sure it will have 3 in my opinion. I think it's pretty important for it to have 3 to compete with the Sony Xperia and the Galaxy S5, which is also coming out in 2014. So that is an important part of that, and I hope it does have 3 gigabytes of RAM. It also has an Adreno 330 GPU. And the other debated aspect of it, which is not clear yet, is the camera. Some sources say it will once again only have the 4 megapixel ultra pixel, but I believe it will have an 8, maybe a 10. Some sources have said 8, and some have even said 10 megapixels of ultra pixel. I think it really needs to. I don't mind the camera, but I think it does need to improve in the next generation, in the next step up to at least an 8. And then it does have a 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera. And as for release date, it will probably be towards the end of the first 3 months of 2014. So looking at late March, most likely. And the HTC could be at my number 1. I really like HTC phones, like I said. I love my HTC One. But just in terms of raw specs that have been released right now, it does get beat out by my number 1 choice, which is the Samsung Galaxy S5. So spec-wise, this thing's a beast. It does have a 64-bit processor, most likely, which is fantastic. It has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 800, like most of the other phones on this, but it's clocked at 2.5 gigahertz, which is pretty nice. It is most likely going to have a 16 megapixel camera. Then one of the new things, this isn't guaranteed, but a lot of websites, a lot of sources have said that it will have an all-metal body, which is what the pictures will indicate too. So that's definitely a new thing, and it will obviously have Android 4.4 KitKat, and whatever new software will be on top of that. So basically, those are my list of top 5. Quick recap: 5, I have the Nokia Lumia 1820. 4, I have the Sony Xperia Z2 Avatar. 3, I have the Apple iPhone 6. 2, I have the HTC M8 or HTC One 2. And then 1, I have the Samsung Galaxy S5 with its crazy looking specs. But I'm really excited for 2014 for phones. Let me know what phone out of this list is your favorite, which one you're gonna get, or maybe it can be a different phone if you agree with this list or not. And if you do, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. See ya.